everybody, and welcome to Sideline to Speedway here, episode, I don't know. And you're probably wondering, Ty, how do you not know what episode you're on? That's like such a normal thing to know. You're the host, you're supposed to keep up with this stuff. And I'll tell you bluntly, Thanksgiving break really caught up to me. As you could tell, it caught up to both of us. We didn't even record last week. You guys got a week off from hearing me and Parker go back and forth. Just thought we would talk about that to start the show off. But before we go into any football, like we usually talk about on our Wednesday posts here, Parker, did you enjoy your Thanksgiving?
I loved my Thanksgiving. It was very fun. A lot of fun to eat a lot of food. See family, which that always takes a backseat on Thanksgiving. Like, let's be real. We're all here for the food. All right, come on now.
It was my first time back home for more than a couple days from college, so that was fun. Um, I enjoyed Thanksgiving. I didn't eat nearly as much as this guy did probably, but uh, it was still enjoyable to be home for a couple days. Got to watch some good football too, which is always fun, which will lead us into what we got to talk about today, and that's NFL Week 13 and the college playoff picture. Championship week coming up. We just passed rivalry week. We are so sorry we didn't get to give you guys our rivalry week predictions. Um, I will say the biggest upset, quote unquote, of that week, I was gonna predict anyway. I will be honest. I'm not gonna like beat around the bush here. I was gonna predict that Texas to beat Texas A&M. Um, I'm not gonna lie to my viewers here, like somebody.
Okay.
Um,
Easy to say in hindsight, right?
whatever. Let's just real quickly for anybody who didn't get to catch week 13 games and the Thanksgiving games in general. Let's tell them what they missed this week. The Packers on Thanksgiving beat the Lions 31-24 in a close game. Cowboys beat the Chiefs 31-28 in another close game. And then the evening game, Bengals destroy the Ravens 32-14. We'll get back to that game in a moment. Um, Bears beat the Eagles 24-15 on Friday for Black Friday's game. The Dolphins beat the Saints 21-17. Texans beat the Colts 20-16. Just saying.
Just saying.
Jets beat the Falcons 27-24.
Wow.
Kirkomania has run wild. The 49ers beat the Browns 26-8. The Panthers beat the Rams 31-28. It's a big win for the Panthers. The Jaguars beat the Titans 25-3. The Bucks barely hang on against the Cardinals 20-17. The Seahawks just annihilate the Vikings 26-0. We'll get to that as well. The Bills beat the Steelers 26-7 in a pretty meaningless game for the Bills at least. The Raiders lost out to the Chargers 31-14. The Broncos were able to take Sunday Night Football over the Commanders 27-26, and last night, as of us recording this, the Patriots took care of the Giants 33-15. I won't tell you guys what games I got wrong, but I will tell you I went 10-6 on predictions this week, so I felt pretty
Oh,
confident
you
about
kept
myself.
track.
I did keep track of myself. I always do. I have a notepad actually, just so I can keep myself in
Hmm.
check. So, anyway, that's what happened this week around the league. Before I get into any of the stories or anything like that, um, you know, look, I hate doing this, especially because we all just ate really well, and we're all probably a little bloated, and this is probably gonna hurt a little more than extra, but we do have to pull out the belt and give some teams some
Oh,
BTA.
Thanksgiving belts. Look,
Thanksgiving belt stinks, man.
it does stink, but you know who stinks more?
Who?
Purple Purdy.
Oh, disrespectful.
Ben Brosmerberger.
The who?
Peyton Maxing.
This is
Tom Brady
disrespectful.
Jr. Do you see who I'm talking about right here?
Are we talking about Max Brosmer, perchance?
Yes, we're talking about Max Brosmer. Look, all I could hear about this week is how this guy's going to come in and have his, Tom Brady resurgence game. He's going to come in as an undrafted free agent and come in as a rookie and tear up the Seahawks defense. And what did we get? What did we get? Do you want to tell me what we got?
4 interceptions, maybe.
4 interceptions. We got an under the hand pick six. We got an absolute BTA. And look, I got one thing to say. Cam Chancellor looked great out there on the field. Earl Thomas was looking great. Richard Sherman, all of the well, wait a minute. I'm getting I'm getting word that
Was
was
that
not the Legion
was
of
that
Boom.
was that
Sorry. I think I met. It sure looked like the Legion of Boom.
was
Look,
that
all I can
Ernest
say right now,
Jones?
Ernest Jones. I'm sorry, wait. Oh, that was not Bobby. I thought that was Bobby Wagner. Okay, I'm getting word it's actually Ernest Jones. Sorry. It just looks like the Legion of Boom out there. Is it better than the Legion of Boom? Statistically, it's right there with it. But we're not going to get into that. Instead, we're just going to talk about this embarrassing Minnesota Vikings quarterback situation. I mean, Justin Jefferson can't get him a single quarterback to throw him the football, and he's radio silent through it all. I mean, it's quite amazing. And so I'm going to reserve the belt from Justin Jefferson, even though he had how many yards? 1, 2, 3, 4 yards? Never mind. He's getting the belt too. Nobody is exempt from this. I can't even pull out the Jackson Smith and Jigba jersey either because he didn't have many yards either, about 23, 26, something like that. But so the record's not looking great for him, but it doesn't matter because the Legion of Boom is back, and a quarterback like Max Brosmer is not going to do anything against him. So any Vikings fans that were saying this is going to be the week for Max Brosner, take this absolute BTA.
You might as well give BTA to both offenses because that was not a fun offensive game.
Oh,
It
come
was bad.
on.
It was bad. I have Sam
Hey,
Darnold in fantasy. He scored me like 10 fantasy. It was bad. It
yeah,
was
anybody who
rough.
had injured, and look, one offense put up more than 0 points.
This is
That's all it
true.
took to win the
This is
game.
true.
So,
You know what offense put up a lot of points this week though? I'll tell you, it wasn't
oh,
the Ravens. It
oh,
was the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals put up 32 on the Ravens, 32 to 14. They took victory in the night game on Thanksgiving. Look, I said a couple weeks ago, last time we were here, keep an eye on the Bengals because this team is playing with everything they've got. Their season's on the line every single week. They lose a game, they're done, basically, right? And guess what they do? They go into Baltimore and took care of business. They did exactly what they needed to do, and this was going to be their hardest game. Me and you would probably both agree. If you look at their schedule, this was the hardest game. This is the one they absolutely had to win, and they did
yes.
just that. And they did it controllingly without T. Higgins. So the belt goes to the Ravens. The Ravens offense, the Ravens defense, the Ravens coaching, who's been getting the belt since week 2. Um, I don't know, man. This is a collapse from Baltimore on a talent perspective. There is just so many things not clicking. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. Um, the coaching seems off. The defense, again, it's not as historically bad as it was at the start of the season, but still obviously not great. Allowing 32 points is never a good thing. And Joe Burrow in his return game looks fantastic, which is exactly what the Bengals needed. Now they have life. This team, at least, if it doesn't get into the playoffs, they're going down swinging. So uh, there is stuff to look out for from Cincinnati, but with that being said, Baltimore, you do have to face the belt and get some BTA.
Yes. Look, I think serious conversations are going to be had about the Baltimore Ravens, depending on how the rest of this year goes. Even if they, let's say they went out and go into the playoffs, losing the AFC Championship. I want to ask you right now, do you believe that Harbaugh will be fired in that scenario?
I think in order for him to be fired, they have to miss the playoffs.
Wow. So you think that if they make the playoffs and get blown out in the wild card game, I mean, absolutely smacked, do you think
Depends
Harbaugh
by
keeps
who.
his
If
job?
they get smacked by like the Steelers, I'd be concerned. But like if they play a team like again, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Patriots, the teams that are at the top of the conference or have historically beaten them in the playoffs, I don't think it'll change much. I think that'll just be like another year, like, oh, well, it's another wasted year. But if they get smacked by the Steelers or somebody like, I don't know, the Texans who make the playoffs or the Jaguars if they win their division, then I think there'll be some like, okay, maybe we need to make a big change here. But if not, I think the Ravens will probably keep it as is, which I don't agree. I'm not saying that that's what I would do, but that's what I would expect to be the scenario.
I don't know because every year is the same thing for these Ravens. They'll either have a really good regular season, maybe an underwhelming regular season, but no matter what happens, the moment they get into the playoffs, they lose. That doesn't matter whether it's to the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bills. I mean, they lose every time they get into the playoffs, And I don't know if I've ever seen a team. Well, I have seen a team, the Pittsburgh Steelers with Mike Tomlin, but I don't know if I've ever seen a team and quarterback combo get this many playoff opportunities and they lose each time, no matter how good their regular season is. They get to the playoffs and they can never get it done. They haven't even made a Super Bowl since Harbaugh's Super Bowl victory over almost 15 years ago. So for me, it's just I think changes absolutely have to be made because the Ravens are wasting away a generational quarterback talent. Very rarely do we see a quarterback with the arm and leg talent combined that Lamar Jackson has. I mean, it's incredible, and they are wasting it away right now with you could say bad coaching. I'm not saying Harbaugh's a bad coach, but something has to change right now because this cannot keep happening. Lamar is almost 8 years into his career now and has yet to even make a Super Bowl, and that's completely uncalled for.
I think to me, it's interesting you bring that up because if you think about it, of the top consensus four quarterbacks in the NFL between Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, only two of them have made a Super Bowl, and only one of them's won one. So obviously, in that regard, Mahomes is leagues and bounds above the other three. Burrow's made a Super Bowl, but he's only made two playoff appearances. Allen has more playoff appearances than both of those other two quarterbacks, although he hasn't made a Super Bowl and has come dangerously close to. Lamar has not beaten any of those other three quarterbacks in the playoffs. In fact, he has lost to all three of them, I believe, in the playoffs. Maybe not Burrow, but he's definitely lost. He lost to Allen last year, and he lost to Mahomes, I think, twice in the playoffs. So I don't know. I look at this, and I'm like, if we're talking about top quarterbacks in the league, everyone loves to talk about the attributes and all the skills that Lamar has, which they're great. But at what point does success have to matter when we're ranking these players? And not only that, when does success have to matter when we're talking about coaches? And this doesn't just go for John Harbaugh. I'm talking about Sean McDermott as well. But when does success have to matter as a coach? Because I feel like there has to be a point where you have to at least be successful. The only reason Mike Tomlin is allowed to do what he does with the Steelers is because of his resume. Go look at if Mike Tomlin was, I don't know, like Adam Gase. I'm sorry, that's a horrible example, but just bear with me. If it was Adam Gase, do you think the Steelers would have given him more than 3 years at finishing 9-8?
No, definitely not.
It's because it's Mike Tomlin, so they'll let it happen.
Yeah.
So my point stands. When you have a winning culture, then I can allow it. But McDermott, Harbaugh hasn't won in 15 years. McDermott's never won a Super Bowl. So and Zach Taylor. Oh, don't even get me started. But
Oof.
all three of them, I think they're all on hot seats because you have to beat the Chiefs. You have to go to the Super Bowl. And this is the year. We say it every year. This is the year to do it. Like seriously, this is the year to do it.